All right, so in this lesson, we are going to calculate and interpret. So we're going to calculate and interpret the area of rectangles, triangles, and circles. So we are going to, once again, calculate and interpret area of rectangles, triangles, and circles. To do that, we also have to, well, part of this lesson is to understand what area actually is. So I'll give you an example. So in this rectangle right here, the area, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. There are 24 squares. So it goes all the way through until we get to 23, 24. So the area is 24 square units, and we represent this saying units squared. That means there are literally 24 squares, or it takes 24 squares to cover this shape. So this shape is a rectangle. And the area formula is A equals B. I'm going to write it in two different colors, B, and then H. In this rectangle, the H is 3 units, and the length of the base is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 units. So I should probably put units. Over here I should put units. Okay, so when we multiply to get the area, we will do, sorry about that, we will do B, which is base, times height. For the base, we will put 8 units. Make sure not to just put the number. Make sure to put units, whether it be centimeters or feet or whatever it is. We are going to multiply that by the height, which is 3 units. Move this a little bit. And so we get 8 times 3 is 24. Units times units is units to the second power, or units squared. So the area of the rectangle is 24 square units. This means that it takes 24 square units, or squares, to cover. It takes 24 squares to cover the rectangle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, all the way up to 24. All right, let's estimate the area of this triangle. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, now I need to put these and see how many squares. So this one and this one, maybe they give me 10. I don't know. This one and this one give me 11. This one and this one give me 12. And then maybe like 13. Maybe it's supposed to be 13-ish. 13 units, or square units. Squared. So 13 squares. This is a triangle. And the area of this triangle is, the formula for the area of a triangle. You'll see it like this, 1/2 base times height. And alternatively, some people will say base times height divided by 2. I should put or, because that may look like a divide sign. Base times height divided by 2. I am going to use, well, I'll show you both of them. So actually, sorry about that, I'm going to label these in colors again. Base, and then height, not that color. Or we have base times height divided by 2. I think I can write that a little bit better. Okay, base times height divided by 2. So let's go ahead and use this formula with this first one. A equals 1/2 base times height. So we get 1/2. Let's figure out what our base is. So our base measures 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 units long. And our height, which is the distance from like the floor to the ceiling, like straight up. In our case, that is 1, 2, 3, 4 units. So I'm going to put H equals 4 units. So here I'm going to put times 7 units. And then times 4 units. Now, remember, I can multiply in any order. So I'm going to multiply these two first. So 7 times 4 is 28. Units times units is units squared. And then 1/2 times 28 units squared, or square units. 1 times 28 is 28, divided by 2 is 14 units squared. So my estimate was close, but obviously I counted wrong. Probably because I left that thing out, but it was close enough. So let's write the statement real quick. So this area is 14 units, means it takes 14 squares. Ooh, maybe right there a little bit. 14 squares to cover the shape. They may be chopped up squares, but it takes 14 squares to cover this thing up. And I didn't write it over here on this one, but it takes 24 squares to cover up that rectangle up there. I'm going to show you some more triangles. I'll show you one whole one, and then I'll show you what's useful for the other two. So I'm going to show you this way of writing the triangle area. So base times height, base times height. You can do it the other way too, but some people prefer this way. So we get area equals, now the base is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 units. The base measures 9 units long. And the height measures, okay, 3 units long. Oh, I'll put that here. The height is 3 units. So I get, or I have to write 9 units times the height, which is 3 units. And then I divide by 2. Some people prefer it this way. So 9 units times 3 units. 9 times 3 is 27 square units. 27 units squared, and we got to divide by 2. So the area is 13 and a half. Well, I'll put this over here because I'm running out of room. So the area equals 13 and a half units, or square units, or units to the second power. Units squared, or square units, or units to the second power. So in other words, it takes about 13, well, it takes exactly 13 and a half squares to cover the shape. Of course, once again, it's, it would be hard to count in this case, but it's 13 and a half squares cover this thing. So I'm going to label the length of the base and the height in these two, just so you can make sure you do these correctly. And then I'm going to put this one here. But we're not going to walk through them because we still have circles to do. So the base. So the base, we don't measure from how long the whole triangle is. This is the base right here. So base is 5 units squared. 5 square units. And over here, the base is 4 units. The base measures 4 units long. So 4 units. And then we have our height. So the height is the measure from the floor, so to speak, to the highest point. So the height is 1, 2, 3, 4. So the height is 4 units. The height is 4 units. And in this one, the height is 3 units. So the height is 3, or measures 3 units. All right, cool. Let's go to the next page.